how we navigate the terrain of arousal, which is both physiological, right, in our bodies. We experience it in our physical bodies, but we also experience arousal in our minds. And so really understanding that there's like a lot for us to work with, and what is it to feel. And by aroused, I don't just mean, Jenna and I are not just talking about sexual arousal, but right, when you're feeling incredibly uncomfortable, like whether that's located, it's always located in your body, but you might notice it in one place or another more directly. So, so this is work we're both really passionate about, and very excited to be here with you today.
Similar to the multiple definitions of arousal, there's multiple definitions of desire. And so we'll speak to the topic of desire today. We're talking about specifically desire relating to the desire to act. It could be sexual, but it could also be the desire to speak in group, the desire to connect to another person in group, the desire to be in relationship, also the desire to get away from an uncomfortable experience. So desire can take on a lot of definitions in the context that we're talking about. In my experience as a student at Naropa when I was there was very few courses around the topic of sexuality. So as a therapist, you sort of have to seek them out. You have to seek out your training. You have to seek out education, and are not always explicitly stated in course programs. So this is an opportunity for you today for us to dive a little bit deeper into an honest conversation about what that looks like, how to relate to it, and how to encourage your clients to relate to the container of their bodies, the container of their desire, rather than simply reacting, that there may be another option.
The title actually purposely was Straddling the Gap. And so one of the things that we want to acknowledge is that when we begin with the fishbowl, we'll be actually stepping into the gap. So group itself is a gap of sorts, right? It's a between space. And because it's a between space, it naturally invites a quality of arousal. So that we're actually looking to step into the gap and be curious about and aware of our impulses, right? How wants or desires land in us, and then what we might want to do with that, right? That often there's a reach, like there's this, so desire is actually defined differently than liking. It's wanting. It's not liking, it's actually wanting. And so it has dopamine. It involves more dopamine actually in our system, so that there's really there's a desire to grasp out. And so this straddling the gap is an invitation into what it's like to kind of sit in that space. I'm dating myself, but do any of you know like weebles wobble but they don't fall down? Anybody remember those? Okay, for those of you who do. And they were these kind of balls that just like went like this, right? And so for me, that's what it feels like when I step into a group, like that I'm performing weeble, weebleness or something, right? So it's a willingness to go in the gap, kind of just notice this inside of yourself and not look to get away from it. To invite it is part of the teacher, part of the brilliance of the whole experience, right? Including the discomfort. We might label it as being uncomfortable. So.
Yeah, and getting away from it can look like reacting or repressing. Like it can be either way. So really holding a container where you can experience deeply this wobbly sensation and still be present, noticing your clients, how you see their somatic reactions to responses in groups, how you're noticing their facial expression, how you're noticing they're holding their anxiety, those types of things. So in the role of the therapist, you're holding your own seat, and you're also attending to, each person in the group as best you can. And it's a difficult edge to be navigating, where you're holding space for yourself, noticing your own reactions, and also really attuning to each person who is in the group.